Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in this video we're going to find your personal style. Now don't worry if you really don't know where you put it, or you just never had it. Don't worry, we're gonna work together to figure it out and send you on your way to style perfection goals. If you're wondering why is it important to find your personal style, well, I'm gonna tell you. First off, you don't want to waste your money, girl. A lot of times we see stuff on other people and we think, wow, she looks great. Let me buy what she has on. We buy it, we bring it home, we try it on, and we don't like it. And so what do? We put it in our closet and say, okay, I'm going to wear this sometime. But you know deep down you don't even like it, and it just collects dust. And it's just never worn, and then you feel guilty when you look at it. Your clothes shouldn't make you feel guilty. You should feel joy when you see them, okay? So if you figure out your personal style, you won't be wasting your time buying stuff that is not your style. You can just appreciate it on other people, give them a little clap, thumbs up, like, whatever, but you don't have to get it just because it looks great on them. An even more useful or important reason why it's important to know your personal style is because when you have no idea, and say one of those, life events comes up, like a job interview or a date, where you really should kind of express what you're like, what you're about, your personality, because your clothing is a reflection of your personality. You don't want to go to a store and just say to the salesperson, can you dress me? Sure, they'll find you a great outfit, you look presentable, but odds are it won't be a reflection of you or your personality because they only met you 2 minutes ago. Okay, so once you have an idea of what you'd like, if you're not good at putting stuff together, that's fine, but at least you'll know how to describe what your personal style is, so that if you do get help from someone, you can at least tell them what you want to look like. Okay, so I'm definitely not here just to waste your time and say, well, what do you like? We're gonna work through this together. So get a pen and paper, pause me for a second. Pause me like in a really weird way too. Or just use like your notepad on your phone. And I put together a few questions that's gonna help to break down your personality, which is kind of like your style personality, so that you can figure out what style category you're gonna fit into. And I'll give you a bunch of options at the end that will help you figure out where to go when you're shopping. So I'm going to do this with you just to give you a bit of an example of how this correlates with what you're wearing. So the first one is describe your personality in 3 words. So I'm going to say 1, creative, 2, introvert, and 3, quirky. So how does that translate to clothing? Number 1, I said creative. Odds are I'm going to be into color. Number 2, introvert. And I know that reflects a bit with my whole idea of modesty. I always like to stick to maybe one focal point on me. I never like to show too much of my body just because I am a little bit modest. So if I'm showing legs, then odds are covered up top, or vice versa. That's just how I roll. If I wear really, really short shorts, which I don't mind doing, odds are I'll wear like a long kimono at the back just so my bum isn't hanging out. And quirky, that kind of reflects into the whole patterns and crazy textures and mixing and matching stuff together. Number 2, I want you to list a few of your biggest inspirations. Now this can be music, art, lifestyle, or culture. So number 1 for me, I said the Caribbean. Number 2, Michael Jackson. Number 3, I said Iris Apfel and Frida. Now, how does this relate to my clothing choices? Well, number 1, the Caribbean. What do you think of? You think of probably vibrant colors, expressive, vibrant prints. Now, Michael Jackson. Odds are you're going to think of sequins, glam, theatrical. And Iris Apfel and Frida, again, artistic, inspired, very expressive, right? And I think you can see that, and these are some of my favorite pieces in my closet I just kind of put there to show my personality, and you can see how it correlates. Okay, next I want you to list 2 physical features that you're most confident about. So for me, I'm going to say number 1 is legs, number 2 is my hair. So how does this relate to my style? Well, because I do like my legs and I feel confident about my legs, that's usually the area that I would like to show off if I'm going to show off something. So odds are I'll pick a shorter hem for a dress so that my legs are the focal point, or I might wear strappy shoes or shorts. That's kind of what I'm drawn to, because I do like that to be a focal point when I pick outfits. And that's if you're saying maybe your neckline or your neck area is a feature that you like on yourself, odds are you're going to want to wear maybe like off the shoulder tops, or if you like your back, again, maybe peekaboo backs, cutout back, stuff like that. If you like your feet, maybe strappy sandals or shoes that are really the focal point of the whole look. So hopefully that gives you a bit of an example. Okay, the next question is, which style era is your favorite? Now, if you could jump back into any decade, and if you're not familiar with all the style decades, think of movies. So think of maybe Grease with the whole 50s rockabilly style. Think of the elegance of Breakfast at Tiffany's, Saturday Night Fever. So if you need to think of movie references, do that. But pick which era you would easily hop into and love to wear their clothes. If it was the 90s, think about that and write it down. Now for me, I said 70s because I like big hair, bell bottoms, sequins. So that was just like natural for me, and you can definitely see that influence in a lot of my style choices because it's just something that I personally love. Okay, so now that you've gone through that checklist, leave it there. At the end, we're going to go through the style categories, and you'll kind of get a visual for where you're going to fit in. So I'll put visual references as well, and I think that's really going to help you sort of pinpoint what your style personality is. Now, I just want to talk briefly about comfort zone. This is really important when it comes to your personal style. Again, you might appreciate something on someone else, but it's okay just to appreciate it on them and not necessarily feel like you have to wear it yourself. Now, for example, I appreciate a lot of minimalist looks with very neutral color palettes. I mean, I see a lot of it on Instagram, the whole Yeezy or Kim K inspired, where you see like the unitard and you'll see something on top like a long drape cardigan or a light coat, something like that. I can appreciate it. It's not my personal style. I'll give you an example of when I suede. I got under the hypnosis of Instagram. I bought this little tee dress in gray, and I have this long gray cardigan already. You know, we've all seen this look, right? That's not me, let's be real. I have never really been attracted to gray in my life. But somehow I bought that and it happened. And it sat in my closet for a very long time. It's not until recently when I put the cardigan on top that I thought, okay, this is kind of cute. I wore it out once. But it's not me. So I don't know why I bought it, but that happens. Another example is my wedding. Now, I thought in the beginning I had to wear a white dress because that's what you do, right, when you get married. So I went to the typical bridal stores, tried on white dresses, and I just didn't feel like myself. Now, not feeling good, that whole comfort zone is not just about fit and like if it feels good on your skin literally, but it's also about if it feels good for your soul. If you put on stuff and it doesn't make you happy, don't force it. Now, I tried on a bunch of white dresses and nothing felt like me. I didn't feel like myself at all. All I kept thinking about is, well, I guess I could get some colorful accessories because I am a very colorful person. This is rare for me even to be wearing a white top right now, but you can see it has a little tropical inspiration, so it works. But I'm very, very colorful, and so I ended up wearing a colorful dress, and that felt like myself. I saw it randomly in a quirky dress salon window. I tried it on, I started crying, and I cried because I felt like, why did I have to like do what everyone else is doing when it's not even me? So you have to stick to yourself, and I felt so much better just being like, yes, let me just do what I want to do, let me just do me, right? And people always ask me, did your husband know? I knew it wouldn't matter. He wasn't marrying my dress. He was marrying me. So no, he didn't know I wasn't wearing a white dress. And he told me when he saw me, he didn't think, oh, she's not wearing a white dress. He just saw me. So you have to stay true to yourself. Okay, so now I'm going to finish up with different style categories so that you have some inspiration when you are looking for style outfits online. Now, I know it's a lot of people say, well, just Google outfits, but obviously you need some direction, right? So I'm going to give you a bunch of categories and some visual inspiration to kind of break down what those style categories mean. I am sure I'm going to be missing some, but hopefully this will at least help you, and maybe you'll fit into one or two, just so you have some description words that you can type into Google to get. Okay, so the first one is Eclectic / Chameleon style. I would say that I fit into this category. I like to jump ship to many different style categories, so I don't like to put myself too much into one singular box because I like to try a whole bunch of stuff. The next one is Minimalist Style. I just want to make a point to say that Minimalist Style does not mean just wearing gray, black, white, tan, off-white. You can wear color and be a minimalist. So I think I'm going to talk about that in another video, but it's more about clean lines, less is more, but you can be a minimalist and wear color. Next is boho style, bohemian style. I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but just think of like hippie sort of look. Next is a trendy / fashionista style. So think of the bloggers that you see at Fashion Week and the kind of looks that they go for. That's that category there. These are people that shop in a lot of fast fashion retailers as well, because those are always bringing in new trends really fast and kind of flipping them. So if you like to try like the hottest, newest trends and styles, then you might fit in this category. Next is retro and vintage style. If you're a big thrifter or a vintage shopper, or you take a lot of your influence from past decades when you put your outfits together, then odds are you may fit in this category. Chic, classic style. I think a good way to explain this is if you picture a store like Banana Republic or a J. Crew. That is kind of the feeling of this category. So it can be feminine, not always, and just like tried and true styles that typically don't really go out of style, sometimes have a bit of a Parisian feel. Think of like Oxford shirts. What else? I don't want to get too long here, but I'll probably put a visual. Tomboy / menswear inspired style. I think that's pretty self-explanatory as well. If you find yourself kind of like no way on the high heels, the skirts, the dresses, frills, anything that's overly girly, then odds are you might be in this category. And last is sporty style, or it could even be relaxed style as well. Again, self-explanatory, and there's so many categories, but hopefully you find yourself in at least one or two of the ones that I listed. If you did, let me know in the comments below where you kind of see yourself, and definitely use these terms to Google search images. I like to put street style beside it so you see real people putting these outfits together. So hopefully this helps you guys, and I hope by the end of this video now you know a little bit more about your personal style, and hopefully you found it. So definitely, if you want to see more videos like this, you have to give it a thumbs up or a comment so that I know, because I kind of go based off of your feedback and engagement on the videos as to whether I should do more like this. Okay, thanks for watching. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Charmc for daily style posts, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.